Good morning from Australia, all you beloved hearts, brothers and sisters. How are we all going? All right. Another live with Jeremy. Yay! All right, brother in arms. All right. And okay, so we've got an interesting live this morning. Okay, guys, we're just going to get Jeremy on now, and we're going to get into it. Okay, peeps. All right. Let's see if we can get him on. Hey, brother!
Good day, brother. Good day. All right, we'll pull over. Let's pull over.
Yes.
All right. Hello. Greetings. Greetings,
Greetings,
Mitsu.
everybody.
Greetings, airplanes.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to give thanks to creation, to source, to our higher selves, to spirit for guiding us and being here with us this morning and giving us the most clarity around this ascension guidance for you all today, and especially what's happening through the month of September. So how are you, brother? I can't believe I've had you on twice this week already. That's crazy.
Yeah, brother. Grateful.
Yeah, so am
we're
I.
sharing this out right now. We're sharing this.
Yeah.
We're sharing this out. We're doing good, brother. This last week has been a week of, as we shared, and the other live we did the other day, we talked about how Spirit was talking about death and rebirth and embracing that,
Yeah.
and how beautiful that is. And it's a beautiful thing to acknowledge that. And we're just sharing this out here, brother.
That's all right. I want to ask everybody who watches this today at your own free will. G'day, Laura. How are you? Sasuna. Guys, share this video around, please, because it only takes 1 or 2 shares for people to pick up on this information, as Jeremy and I will do, but share it around so many people can get the information out. Okay, we want to gain the momentum of building our community here, so more information gets out there. So if this resonates with you, it may not, that's okay. If this resonates with you, please feel compelled to share it around, and hit the like button or whatever you want to do, but share it around so we can build our community and get more people on board to understand what is happening during this awakening process. Okay, how are you, Trusting? Good to see you, brother. All right. We come to you with great love and compassion and peace and empathy today, guys. I'm feeling better. I've freshened up this morning. I'm ready to go for the day now. So,
Right on, brother. Right
while
on.
you're doing that, Jeremy, I wanted, and you can jump in when you're finished as well, but I just want to talk to you guys. September is a huge month coming up for everybody, okay? A lot of people are getting ascension symptoms, mainly solar plexus activations as well, okay, with the solar plexus, all right? I know a lot of people are feeling bloated. I know I've got a bit of a bloating going on here in my old tummy as well, so please don't be concerned with that, okay? We're going through a massive, massive purge of emotions and old conditioning programs and patterns that are coming to the surface, okay? So please don't be concerned with that. The energy is pretty high right now. We've got 5 planets in retrograde as well for this month of September too, Jeremy. Would you believe it? Mercury retrograde, one of them. I think Jupiter as well.
Did our beautiful sister planet Mercury go retrograde now? Is that what's going on right now?
On the 9th of September, it goes retrograde.
Okay. I was gonna say. Okay.
Going into retrograde. Mercury retrograde, guys. Just to clarify that, it's going retrograde on the 9th of September, which is the planet of communication. Okay. All right. So.
And
yeah.
I think it's important to acknowledge that with so much, as we were briefly talking about how this last calendar week has felt like a lot of embracing death. We have reverence for life. We have reverence for all these things, and we feel like we understand life, but we don't put enough time and effort and energy into really looking at death and rebirth or preparation for letting go and all these things. That said, there's been an incredible amount of information coming in from Spirit, and it feels very, I don't know, they're saying like right now it's like blue star energy or blue ray energy or higher super consciousness. supreme consciousness, lots of downloads. I love what you said about solar plexus, because I too have been feeling this, and we can feel that in front of our stomach or the back, because this energy
Yes.
comes both ways out through these chakras, portals. As well as I just feel like now that we are in the waxy energy of moon energy, of grandmother moon, that there's more light coming in, more downloads. So more, and so hold on, this is gonna be fun. And we love these
Oh, yeah.
upgrade times because we've been going through it. It felt like we were really going through it. Many feel stuck, even though we know that's not a truth because of universal law of movement and so on and so forth, and the energy's moving. I just feel like we're coming into a new dawn. We're going in.
Yeah, we are. Nine is, I think is it the completion? 9 is completion, is it not, Jeremy? Is that correct? 9's completion, this month of completion. So
I feel, and I'm not that one that's aligned with like tarot or things like that, but I do want to have some understanding. But I feel 9 is very community, like preparation for 10 for completion, for more return to one.
Yes. Susuna is just saying, so I just want to get back to this, Jeremy. Susuna is just saying he's feeling something big is going to unfold in September, and I'm feeling the same way personally myself.
Yes.
G'day, Anna and Sherry. How are you? Samantha, good to see you, sisters and brothers out there. Whoever watches this today, please share this video around because we want as much information as we can. Right, so there is something big happening.
Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps because as soon as I read Suzuna's comment, I think something big is going to happen this weekend. I do too, man. Like, for real. And I think it's I think it's, and many may not resonate with this. That's okay, right? Okay, but I feel there's a lot of ET energy. I feel like there's a lot of ascended master energy. It feels like there's a lot of a galactic ancestor, star family, star being. Like, I just do. Okay, I just feel like
it is, Jeremy. I feel the same. And we're being called, for those who are called to step back again and go within. Now, I know personally for myself, I've been guided to step back and allow things to unfold because I thank you, Laura. Yes, it's like the calm before the storm. I've been guided to step back myself at the moment because of what you said this morning in the live video. You've been feeling out of sorts. You don't know which way you're going. You don't know who's in the zoo anymore. I feel the fucking same, brother. I'm telling you, I feel the same. That's why I've just follow my guidance and step back. I've got things I want to do. I don't have to do them. Everything's unfolding exactly the way it's meant to be for me right now, and I'm at peace with that, right? So, now, the other thing I want to say to you too, Jeremy, this morning, a lot of the stuff you did on the live this morning resonated with me really greatly. I want to share, and I want you to throw your own perspective in this as you did this morning with your own live, okay? Is that a lot of people out there are still fighting the external world, okay?
Yes.
Now, what I want to go into this quickly is that when you are fighting the external world, you are fighting your own inner darkness. We have been conditioned to believe, and we put into this soul trap thing that you're talking about, right, Jeremy, this morning, right, of believing that we have to fight the external. What we need to be doing, okay, guys, and this may not resonate with everybody, and that's okay, is we must love the darkness, because everything, light, dark, it is all of creation, right? Exactly, brother, right? We've got to stop this blaming. Oh, they've done this, and he's done that, and she's done that, and this government's done that, and da-da-da-da-da. It's all here for experience, okay? And this is my perspective. This is Jeremy's perspective, right? It may not sit with you. That's okay. There's no right or wrong with it, right? But we want to get you to start doing the inner work on yourself and start waking yourself up and loving the darkness within you rather than fighting the external world. Because when you love it, because what you're doing, okay, guys, and I want to share this, sorry, Jeremy, I'll get you to jump in a minute. What you're doing is you're wasting your energy. You're burning your soul out by fighting something that is within you. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm fucking getting hard this morning, but it comes with a lot of love for you all, seriously, right? You may not sit with this truth, and that's okay. But the ones who know will know the truth. Go, Jeremy.
Yeah, brother. It's like when we start to go within ourselves and forgive ourselves for the lies we told ourselves, that we are broken, that we aren't whole, that we aren't lovable. Then when we come to terms with our experiences in our lives, and we know that they were happening for us, not to us, and we
That's
find an
right.
inner peace of healing and love and compassion in our hearts, and then we let go of all of our resentments and comparisons or everything, and we see it. We start to, when we heal ourselves in that way, which is really, it's not a matter of healing. We are truly healed already from our soul perspective and
Yeah.
fulfilled, but we are acknowledging it through consciousness as we reflect upon our experiences in our life, and we come to such a compassionate level that the conflict subsides. It just literally, it just erodes into Mother Earth and is converted back into pure positive energy. It's such a beautiful experience.
Yes.
And when you, how do we want to say this, Spirit? And that when we realize that this contrast, that the form is only a form because of the formless, that the shadow and the light all represent something beautiful, part of
Yes.
creation.
Absolutely.
And,
Yes. Yes.
and it's so beautiful. And we spoke this morning in our live about world peace. Many want to fight for world peace. Well, that's an oxymoron. What we were saying is that world peace will happen and occur in this world when every single sovereign soul chooses compassion. And we can't make someone do that, because this is free will.
That's
And
right.
so whatever society, culture, religion, judicial systems, rights are being violated, and we're not saying they're not, like women's rights here in the United States, with what they're saying, what they can or cannot do with their bodies, so on and so forth. There's a lot of contrast up there, but to not cling to that, to know that when I say to you, when the Source says to us all, everything is happening for us, not to us, not be in conflict with that, to accept that with a grace and a dignity and a compassion, but also being able to speak our truth and our opinions of that. That's okay too.
Yeah,
But to not
absolutely.
let that, not let that allow that to consume our energy and lower our vibration by having a discourse with others' experiences or opinion or what's happening externally. To
Yes,
have
that's
world
right.
peace,
But,
we bring that within ourselves first, and it's an
yes,
individual. Yeah.
I
And we
agree
can't.
with that totally.
I exercise caution not to expect or have expectations or reservations that won't happen, but to simply go on in my life and my experience with gratitude, humbleness, yet knowing my worth, speak and seeking balance and harmony, and what is beyond balance other than expansion, and just continuing to do and be grateful and knowing to have stillness. And we've been going through so much lately, and a lot of people that have been, we don't like labels, but in the sake of communication, because we're not all to telepathy, self and everybody else, right? Like, but
Yeah.
to a degree. But so we use language for a form of communication. There have
Yeah.
many that have been holding space for many. Nobody's better than anyone or less than anyone, but many have been doing this inner healing, this inner work, and now are coming to unity consciousness, coming to universal love vibration, and all of that. And they've been holding space for a long time. And we have felt as though, where's the magic? Where's the alchemy? Where's the pink cloud? Where's that vibration that is my inner child that knows no fear, that says, I'm so grateful to be in physical. And many of us have felt like we've been feeling like an absence of magnet, which has always been there, but we've been doing, again, it's ascension spiral. So we go through this motion of going through it again and again, and we let go, let go. But I do feel deeply.
True, Jeremy. It's a constant spiral. We're always coming
Right.
back to the same thing again. To it's that onion that we're peeling away, right?
Yes.
It's the analogy of the onion, peeling the onion away.
Yes. And I feel, though, for so many of us who have been kind of speaking love acceptance, tolerance with gratitude, compassion, all this, you know, universal law of one, talking about all these things, who have been holding space in a way or for themselves, and trying to be of service to the collective by talking about compassion, that many of us have felt kind of like, man, what are you doing, Spirit? Can we get a little magic in our life? Can I feel an upgrade? Can I see a starship? Can I see some magic? Can I see a mermaid? Can I see some magic? Where are my unicorns? Where are my fairies? Where you know, where are the dragon spirits? Like, and I feel like that we are on this precipice of this higher energy coming back in, for those who have been doing such beautiful work on behalf of Source, right? Not we take ourselves, like, it's no hair flip. I get credit. No, I'm just a meat suit. I'm not me. And it's just this is just the vibration I'm choosing, which is of unconditional love, which is no better than saying a negative oriented being is choosing that of aggression, of anger, of force, of all. That's all beautiful too. And yet,
absolutely.
so for those of us who have been speaking about, yes, the wheel of fortune turns, but I feel that the wheel of fortune is going to turn for many who have felt like we've done so much work and we're trying to assist, but we are feeling exhausted. And I think we're going to be renewed very, very soon.
That's true, Jeremy. And I feel like and the point I wanted to get across to everybody this morning was to, you know, when they've made a lot of agreements with lower vibrational entities portraying themselves as the light as well, Jeremy. And what happens is people, even at nighttime, are going into battle on a soul level when they're not meant to even be doing that, right? Because ultimately what we've been told, or what we've been conditioned to believe also, is that we're going to be saved, right? That's not true. We're not going to be saved. No one's saving us except for us. We're the ones that are saving us. We came back here to make the change on this planet. But too many people are getting hooked into, you know, all the galactic beings coming down and saving us and all this sort of stuff, right? This is what I wanted to nail this morning too, Jeremy. This is not a judgment against those who channel those messages, right? But I want to say they need to be, the lessons learned. That's why everything goes around before the lessons learned. I want to say to these people, please be aware of what you're channeling through, because these are fake light beings. These are liararchy beings who are getting you caught up in with fighting the darkness, like I said before. I wanted to go into this, Jeremy, because it's very important for people to understand this, because they're fighting something that is all part of Source, like you just said, all right? No one's coming to save us, guys. No one. I want to state that emphatically to you now. We are the ones. We are our own saviors. We are the ones to save ourselves, okay? You may not like this. You may hate us. You may not. You may get triggered by this. Well, if we triggered you, that's great. That means you need to have a look at why you are triggered by that truth of what we speak. This is our truth. It may not sit with you, and that's okay. We're not going to judge you for it. We're going to love you unconditionally. But we need to speak that truth. No one is coming to save us. There ain't going to be any ships landing freaking and you know, cleaning up our fucking mess. This is our mess, family of light. This is our mess. And we are the ones who have to take accountability and responsibility for that.
I love what you're saying, brother. It's important to recognize that for other planets or other star races, that they had to go through their own ascension process as part of that collective. Your soul may have incarnated into some of those collectives and been part of that work in the past, or in whatever, time's not completely linear, but on a different timeline, let's say it that way. And that may be true, but so they can and they will not. This is free will. And this is between Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, and all of us as a collective, in order to do this. And so like angels and our animal spirits and spirit realm, right? Our guardian angels, things like that. They gave us free will here in this dimension, in this embodiment of our consciousness and aspect of our soul. it's up to us to ask for assistance, or our spiritual team can't, from behind the veil or other dimensions, can't really
Yes,
assist
that,
us.
yes, that's
And
what I
yet
wanted
they
to
will
say. You
not
can ask for help.
intervene. They will not intervene. Our star families. Now, we went through this with the Mantis peoples. We'll say it that way. The Mantis collection. They're star being. They're like Blue Avians. They're like Syrians. They're so on. But the Mantis had ancestors show up. So the Mantis people they're very much like insectoid beings, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's right.
and there were many of them that they were not so much technology based as let's say Adramedian or Andromedan rather, or Syrian, or so much, or like that, but so because they're insectoids, but they did have wise conscious beings that was on such a level through consciousness that they were communicating with other star beings, right? So it could have been whatever, doesn't matter, Arcturian or something. And
Yeah,
so then they communicated, they said, yes, all right, we'll help you with dissection. So their planet, it went very, very wonky. We'll never forget channeling this. And when Starcraft showed up, and some of the Mantis, we'll say it this way, peoples weren't prepared for that, weren't ready for that, it kind of made all hell break loose on their planet, on this planet, okay? And it caused a lot of fear. And it did not go well. So we can be assured that though we'll see star crafts, things like that, keep us guessing, keep us wondering, there'll be people doubting, people want to know, is it our government? Is it this? Is it that? But it's not, we don't feel, and they're telling us right now, no, that it's not going to be StarCraft showing up saying, you guys have to have compassion, because they're not going to create fear here, because they love us. If they
that's
were
right.
coming to take over our planet or destroy us, look, we've had an ancient timeline on the airplane with Anunnaki, with reptilians, with Palladian, many different cultures, or star beings, star races. There's a lot of, and we're all connected from the deepest source perspective. But
That's right, Jeremy. Yes, we are.
there have been different beings that have been here for a very, very, very long time working on
Yes,
this planet. Okay. And so, but we don't expect that, that there's going to be massive droves of starships and star fleets. They're here. They certainly are here, 100%. They're everywhere. It's just that most of us can't see them, feel them, sense, or know them. They're cloaked. They understand the work. They know how to work with elements. They know how to understand to work with human consciousness, so that we don't even appear. So they could be right in front of us, but we couldn't see them. All these things, like, these are truths of consciousness.
yeah.
Okay.
What I'm saying, Jeremy, and I agree with that, what I'm saying is we can ask for help, right? But we've initially got to clean up our mess ourselves.
Yes, dear ones.
We can
We have
ask for help for ourselves. We can ask
yeah.
for help for the individual,
Yes.
but they're not coming down to clean up our mess, right? And
However that looks to you, whether or not that's Jesus Christ, the Buddha,
yeah, it doesn't
your
matter.
guardian angel, there's no, all of it's beautiful. All of it's beauty.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
all the same. It's all part of the source, guys. This is why we've got to stop fighting the external world of the darkness, because you're only fighting the inside of you. This is what we want to get across. Okay.
Yes.
And
Compassion.
we love you all, guys, and this is our perspective. This is Jeremy and my perspective. It may not sit well with you. It may not resonate with you. That's okay. We're just sharing our truth of what we know to be true for ourselves, right? And that's okay, right? But we want people to start going within and loving themselves, rather than getting out there and fighting all these battles because you're draining yourself. It's soul draining. It's soul draining on you, and that's what they want. They want you to fight them, because when you fight them, then you're giving them more power, right?
Yes, brother, and I love that you're saying that. And when that happens, when our vibration what happens when our energy level goes down, so does our vibration and our frequency. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now there are many different levels of energy levels. There are mental body, emotional body, energy body, so on and so forth. But when you're caught up in the energy traps of this all this division, and you lower your energy body, what happens is you lower your frequency and your vibration. Then you become susceptible to what's known as lower astral beings. These
Yes,
are both incarnates, or some would say demons, some would say, and everything is beautiful. They're not evil. They're just like everything else in this cosmos. They're not parasites. We want you to understand this, that they
that's right.
simply,
Yeah,
it's like everything in this cosmos simply wants shelter and energy, craves that, needs that to survive, to exist,
yep,
right? Okay. So, but when you lower your vibration through negative opinions, judgments, anger, resentment, you lower your energy body, and that lowers your vibration, your frequency, which then brings you into a lower world, an unseen world of spirit realm. And then you are easily influenced because you become unconscious, and you're not really thinking about it. You're not conscious. You're just like, oh, that person's a jerk, and you're actually not. They're not a jerk. The inner child has a certain energy to it, and you're
that's
perceiving it
right,
as
Jeremy.
a person. It's not a person,
Yeah,
it's a soul. And the soul is beautiful in every way. But you're still
exactly.
looking at it through the lens of identity and seeing the inner child, and you're saying, "Ah, the judges are bullshit, and this is sucks, and what about women's rights, and what about?" And we get all irritable and discontent, and then we stay sleeping in many ways. We lower
That's
and
right.
we become consciously by these the lower astral realm.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
and they attach. And the other thing too, Jeremy, it doesn't help too. So I just want to. Yeah, thank you, Sasuna. That's so true. That's good. It's nice to know that. And I just want to. Sorry, Jeremy. Mandy. Yep, I hear you, sister. How are you? Good to see you. And everything that you guys are saying on the comment section here is incredibly beautiful, and you're aligning with Jeremy and I. And the other thing, Jeremy, I want to say too is also if you're trying to get a high through external substances like drugs and all this sort of stuff as well, because
Yes.
that does
Yes.
also implode upon your energy field, and you end up with holes in your energy field, guys, and that's when attachments come in. That's when
Yes.
attachments will fucking get in there, and they will lower your vibration. That this is a form of escapism, right? For those out there who do this, and we're not judging it. Trust me, I was an alcoholic for many years. I did alcohol for many years, and I was in a state of disarray until I started to deal with my emotions and feel and deal with the conditioning, the programs, and the patterns, right? So what I want to say to you is, it's your choice. Choose what you want to do. That's fine. But we want to say to you that if you want to lift that vibration up, deal with your emotions, heal your energy field, heal the inner child, and then your consciousness will automatically rise by getting off whatever it is, whether it be weed or freaking alcohol or whatever the case is, okay? It doesn't matter, right? And Jeremy and I
Yeah.
have been through this, guys, so we're not judging you. We're just wanting to guide you, because honestly, sometimes in my human state, it saddens me to see people who are in that state, who can be so consciously aware, but they're indirectly getting attachments to them through lower entities because they're not using their own consciousness to attach to source, not using an external force. We love you no matter what you do, guys, but we want to help you get there naturally, is what I'm saying.
And so now that's important to acknowledge, because I feel that there'll be some who will talk about who work with plant medicine. Okay, so there are those
Yeah.
who work with cannabis or that spirit realm and so on and so forth. But so that could be a whole discussion and understanding to share about that understanding as well. That said, but you're right about, so what happens? Let's talk about, let's say that we say that with compassion. There's a lot of, for some, that cannabis is helping so many. They understand the spirit realm. They understand it. Here's an example. We had a sister the other day who is very open in the upper chakra and things like have the reverence for it. She was working with it. She's in many ways very open. So she kept seeing like shadow beings, demons, things like that she was bringing to into her. And this was like, I was just like saying, telling her what my guys were saying, where since you're kind of open, you don't really truly need that. And when you ask yourself what's your role and what's your motive, you know, we have to ask good questions in this regard. For the use of plant medicine and things like that. But let's let's look to alcohol, spirits and spirits. There are. So alcohol is a very low vibrational spirit. Okay. When you experience a hangover, you know, we've all felt it, all of us who have drank heavily. And you know, you feel like your life force is being sucked out of you, your essence.
Yes.
Because it literally is being drained by an etheric being, by a lower astral being. It's literally sucking your energy from you. And that's why you feel so low. Oh my God, I have a hangover. I need alcohol to make me feel bad. And we're not understanding that this is a spiritual issue. It's another world issue from our astral being. And it's not that it's negative, it's just trying to show you, look, you're not feeling good, you're suffering, and you don't have to. So
that's the thing, Jeremy. Let's get into this, right, as well, right? We don't have to be suffering, guys. We don't have to be. This is the other thing I was talking about too, Jeremy. This is what I wanted to just throw this in again, go back a little bit. We've been told we have to suffer by waiting. What are you waiting for?
Yeah,
you're waiting for you. You're waiting for fucking you.
Yes, don't wait for everything to be perfect before you choose to be happy. Don't seek to be happy. Choose to be happy. It's your vibration. You get to choose. You get to choose whether or not you feel loved, divine, amazing, beautiful, fulfilled, all this. Your vibration just by simply saying affirmations. I am love. I am divine. I'm amazing. I'm abundant. I am love. I'm divine. Will raise your frequency and vibration to the point where you don't have to suffer or be easily influenced by lower astral beings, let's say, okay?
Yes, and feel the emotions, Jeremy. Feel it. Acknowledge it. Be the observer, guys. Observe it. See it for what it is.
Yes, brother. Dear brother. I just want to say the most, our sister said the other day, the most intelligent thing a being human can do is to cry. That is the most intelligent thing we can do. That is the one thing that will, like you said, raise our vibration. We always feel better after a good cry. We purge, we release. It removes that energy from the cells, and it brings in more soul light. We feel more at peace. We have more cognizance, more clearness, more clarity. We just feel better. Please cry. Don't hold it back.
That's
Nature
the thing, guys.
But
tears are sacred, family of light. Tears are fucking sacred. Yes. What the hell? We've been conditioned to believe that crying is fucking is weak. Bull fucking shit. I call bullshit. Sorry, guys. I'm really on a freaking bit of a go this morning with love in my heart. Seriously. Crying is a sign of fucking strength. I've filled fucking 1,000 fucking swimming pools in the last 7 years with all the tears I've shed over the last 7 years alone. Right? Stop dropping bullshit that you're weak because you're fucking shedding some tears. G'day, Lucy. How are you? And anyone else who's joined. Please share this video around, guys. Whoever, we want this video to get out there so people can understand what's happening to them, right? As they awaken out of their hypnosis. Crying it's sacred. God gave us tears for a reason. Right?
Yes. To move the energy. It's part of the elements.
Yes, it is. Water, fire, earth, air. The four elements: earth, fire, water, air.
Huge, beautiful. And we always say, I remember Archangel Michael once told me, he's like, stay strong, grow slow. And I'm like, amen to that, brother. I feel it, purge it, let it out, release it. It's natural. We have to understand that society, culture, religion may not. They want like things like this. Other energy. We'll say it this way. Like society wants order. They don't want people breaking down emotionally on the streets. They'll put you in a white jacket. Well, that's not natural. Nature doesn't apologize for destruction when a storm arises and blows, or who gets wet. It doesn't apologize. We understand the difference between purging anger and projecting anger. We want to do that in a healthy way, but we have to let the emotions through.
Yes, we do.
a higher vibration. So when you cry for that addict timeline, and I said I'm going to give that to the scrolls of God, or what's known as the Akashic record. I am jumping a timeline. I'm giving my addiction to God, if you will, to source, and I'm gonna mourn the loss. I'm gonna cry for that death of the addict and say that's okay, and I will be reborn again, embracing death for the beautiful transformational energy that it is. So
Absolutely, brother.
I cry for my inner child. I express my anger that I was molested, or that I was whatever. You purge. You use those elements within you to alchemize and bring you to a higher vibration.
That's what it is, Jeremy. Yes, because we are alchemists. We can fucking alchemize anything, guys. Seriously, we can. But you have to step forward. And you have to be accountable, and you have to be responsible for yourself of how you are feeling, no matter what it is, okay? You want to know how to get out of your mind? Step back and acknowledge the thoughts and take one thought at a time. You don't have to tackle freaking 50 thoughts at once. One thought at a time. Thank you, Jeremy. Slow down. Take a step down, guys. Step it back, right? Step it fucking back. Dial it back a bit. One emotion at a time, or two, depending on how many you can handle. But at least acknowledge that. And I said this to Jeremy and I have talked about this numerous times, okay, guys, seriously. You must, if you are compelled, seriously. This is how I do it every fucking day, regardless, right? I recall, I reclaim, and restore all my power and soul fragments from all time and space and dimensions from every person I've given energy to, and I stand in my sovereignty now. I'll repeat that again. I recall, reclaim, and restore all of my power and energy from all time and space and anyone I've given energy to, and I stand in my sovereignty now. I will not be controlled. I will not be told. I stand as a free, sovereign being. And like Jeremy said, crying is the gift of life. Right? Feel the emotions, clean your energy field, surround yourself in gold white light, ask Archangel Michael and Metatron to surround you and heal your energetic field as well, right? Because it's time to drop the masks, family of light. It's time to fucking drop those masks and be your real, authentic, true self. And thank you, Susuna, absolutely, indoctrination, thank you.
Oh my goodness, dear sister, Melanie said something so beautiful. She says, tears flow when I'm meditating and doing breath work, which is beautiful. We just allow that to happen, whatever that feels like, you know. And she says, I'm not feeling emotional. I must be releasing. So what's so beautiful, dear sister, I super love you, appreciate you. Sometimes we can feel the sadness of 1,000 souls. It's like Kuan Yin's energy, right? And we could just be moving energy on behalf of the collective, or it could be from certain aspects of our subconscious we may not know. But that's beautiful because you're setting your intention to feel better, to vibrate higher, all these things, and it just naturally occurs, and Spirit knows what to do. I imagine girl, I am so, and we say girl lightly because we're actually not men or women, and we're just in a perception of that in physical. But on the deepest level, dear sister, it is such a beautiful thing, and I love all your authenticity and how you say that. It's so amazing, guys. When we can cry for others, or we don't have to understand where it comes from. For many of us, who's all the spirit guides? We want to say and acknowledge at this point in time, it's a journey, not a race. Nobody's behind us in this whole awakening process. It's important.
Thank you, Jeremy. It's true. I only spoke about that about a week ago.
We don't need to know who our guides are. Just know that we're being guided. Start there. Start there. And nobody's better or less than anyone. It's all part of the divine order and the earth plane, and where we all are when we awaken, when we start to come online, and this is okay. It's so beautiful.
And be discerning of who you're talking to as well, family of light. Be discerning of the energy that you're calling in. Is it of true love and light too? Because there are lower entities out there that will portray themselves as love and light too. So please be aware of that as well. That's important, right? You want to feel a beautiful, warm feeling of love and encompassing embrace from spirit, not this cold you know, energy or whatever it is that they may try to get into you, right?
Again, and I love that you're saying this. And at the deepest sense, that could even come through me. It could come through my brother Seraph. Consciousness does not always arise in us, dear ones. We want you to understand that. Sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
ever see how your inner child, or you might just become all of a sudden angry or aggressive, and you're like, what the fuck
Yep.
was that? That's not who I am. That's not my heart. And it just kind of comes out. Your dragon comes out. You're just blowing fire on somebody, and you're just being kind of ruthless. It does. Consciousness is so much bigger than us.
Yeah, it
And
is.
spirit realm kind of has the bigger picture. So what's important the reason I'm saying this is because it's important to recognize that we can always return back to the observer, like you said, that we
Yes.
can humble ourselves, we can know our worth, we can return back to balance and see that everything is happening for us, not to us.
Absolutely.
Sometimes like energy just arises, or consciousness will kind of dictate, and something, even who knows what it is. Maybe it's our higher self stepping in saying, Jeremy, you're going to be a total asshole right now because this has to happen, because this blow up had to happen with somebody for the greatest good of all souls, for the highest good of all
That's
souls.
true, Jeremy. Thank you. That is true. Sometimes we do. And this is about the higher self. This is about us being real or authentic as well. And so, you know what? We love you guys, but seriously, we need to hammer this message out to you, right? But this is the way it is. And it also triggers people too, Jeremy. But that trigger is like, oh, it's your fault. You triggered me. Well, no, we didn't trigger you guys. We were just triggering you to see the truth of what you are not, of you living against your truth is the whole thing. So you can blame us if you want. We're going to love you no matter what. Go for it.
Whenever I'm triggered, it's a reflection of myself and where I'm not loving myself fully. Somebody told me today, they said, use your inside voice. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't even know what my outside voice sounds like. I just wanted to just annihilate this individual. And then I didn't, I responded. I didn't react. And how I did this, how I worked through it, was to take a breath in that moment. And it took a little bit. It took like about 90 seconds for me to breathe as I told myself, I am love, I am whole, I am love. And I breathe and I alchemize that energy. But that's okay. And I was grateful for that experience. My brother had the right to say what he wanted to say. You know, it's okay. You know, and it's bigger than my brother. It's spirit, you know. And it was like, if a little bit was meant for me to trigger me so that I could alchemize a little bit of lower vibration, blessed be. I'm grateful.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. That's the whole thing about it, bro. That's the thing. And as we get that out, we do alchemize that as well. But it's also speaking our truth, but coming from heart love. It's like, you know what? This is not the way I see it. I accept your opinion, your perspective, your perception, whatever it is, but that's not how I see it. Right? And being honest with yourself and speaking that truth, and so, you know, I don't care. That's your opinion. That's not how I see it. And the people pleasing is a big thing, Jeremy, with people out there still at the moment too. And I know, and you said earlier on, so I just want to go back to Susuna, what you said before. So it's getting crazy out there. Yes, it is, Susuna. It's going to get more crazy because you got that two world bloody split, and it's getting wider and wider and wider and wider. It's going boom, right? Seriously, folks.
Every bird has two wings. There's always both sides. It can't fly without one. You need both sides. You need both sides. Yeah. You always, it's like this is all love and light, love and light, love and light. Oh yeah, what about darkness and shadow and fuck you? Oh, we need that. Oh, we need that too. That's all contrast. The bird can't fly without it. Okay. Brother,
well, we are dark and light, Jeremy. That's what people need to remember. They've got to stop it. Look, I don't want to have a go at the spiritual arena. Seriously, the spiritual community out there. But seriously, guys, you got to stop with this fucking positivity crap all the time, you know, because you're bypassing.
Yes,
amen. Seriously.
Yeah.
We love you, but seriously, you've got to get off this junket of this crazy, you know, because we're purging, we're shifting. And if you don't acknowledge that 3D existence and what's coming out of you, and you keep fighting the dark or pushing the dark away, you're not going to freaking get anywhere. Seriously. That's my truth and Jeremy's truth. right? With all the
Yeah.
love in our heart, seriously. You can't keep pushing the darkness away or fighting it. You have to feed it love. Feed it love, right? Feed it
Yeah.
love. Love it
You know,
all.
it's so beautiful. So here's the thing we want to talk about, if we may, for a moment.
Please.
The breath, our breath, which means spirit, and actually the origin of that word means spirit.
Yep.
It's the breath. It's such an important thing, especially when
Absolutely.
we become very authentic and allow the energy to do its thing. Your brother Jeremy will take many breaths. If I get around people, I may ground. I don't really concern myself with what it looks like to other people so much. And I breathe. And I will take a deep breath, a shallow breath, whatever kind of movement, whatever my body wants to do, I allow it to happen.
Yep.
And I breathe. Now listen to the frequency, open mind, open body, open spirit. Listen, dear ones, to the frequency vibration in which we're sharing right now. That our ancestors knew this, that the warriors knew this, that hunters knew this. The importance of a breath is everything. It can alchemize anything. It can help restore balance, mind, body, spirit. It can
Yep.
soothe and comfort the mind, body, spirit, all the energy, the conflict, the distortion, the disease, and everything. And so when you allow and you become so beautifully loving of yourself and not concerning yourself, allow others to think what they want. You know, I always
That's
say, let
right.
them think, but they need to practice. If they're going to judge me, that's okay. They have their right. They may not understand it. But for me, it's like when I do this, when I just simply allow my breath to do whatever or do whatever I feel called to do, and I allow that, good things, beautiful things, loving things happen for me. And just like a hunter will exhale before they'll squeeze a trigger when they're harvesting,
Yeah.
when they're, like, or somebody who's in battle will center themselves, will turn into, like, literally understand the power of the breath. Warriors understood this, to not be in survival mode, not stay breathing in the upper chest, but to occasionally take that conscious breath, listening to their body, trying to flow with the elements within our body and our
Yes.
spirit is
Yes.
important, and it's so
It is.
assisting.
Because we are the four elements, Jeremy. We are earth, fire. We are earth, fire,
I
air
love,
and water, right? We are all of that, right? Light
yeah,
comes from within the darkness, and
yeah.
yes, you must embrace both the sun and the moon, both energies that are balanced being. Yes, soul acknowledges. Yes, thank you. That's beautiful.
Yes,
This is so
all
true,
right
right?
on. Yes, brother.
Right? This is so true, right? Because
Yeah.
the stars can't shine without the darkness. Okay, the stars cannot shine without the dark, and
You
we
know,
are both.
do you know I had a dream last night? It was such a beautiful dream. Okay, I'll just speak truth. Last night in
Yeah,
my dream, I had Morgan Freeman, the actor, talking to me, who's played God many times. Morgan Freeman was telling me about the stars again, and this has come up before. He's saying, look at the stars. And what he told me was this in my dream. He said, look at those stars. And we think to ourselves, they're so vast. There's so many stars. And then Morgan Freeman's reminding me, he says, yeah, but look at the void. Look at the space between. Look at the nothingness. That's
yeah.
far greater than the stars. And he says, and as you may experience fear, he's telling me this. He says, go into the darkness. For that fear, whatever you have, go into the darkness. For when you go there, you will gain understanding, and then you will have no fear. And it's so beautiful. And we love that.
I love that, Jeremy. That is prophetic. That is absolutely prophetic. Seriously, that is absolutely amazing, and that's so true. Because when we go into the darkness, into that void,
Oh, it's
and we
so
see the
beautiful.
darkness, the fear,
It's
it is,
so
and we're
beautiful.
embraced by Father, Mother, God, Holy
Oh,
Spirit, all of it.
if I may,
Okay,
brother,
man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's
If I
okay.
may, I would like to share one more thing, an experience I had with
Please.
another
Yeah.
archangel, Da'at. Archangel Daath is like known as like the angel of the void, the tree of life, right? We didn't understand much about this archangel at the time, and when this archangel decided to work with us, and I remember he took me in this journey in the mind and the heart and the energy. He took me into the tree of life, and it was so dark, and it was abysmal. There was absolutely no light there, and I was very fearful. And I said to this angel, I said, there's nothing but darkness there. There's nothing but darkness here. And I was so scared. And this is beautiful. I love you, Archangel Daath, whatever you know. I know your energy. Thank you, Angel. Thank you, Archangel. And I remember he showed himself to me as a masculine energy. Maybe that's probably what I needed at that time.
Mm.
And he said to me, it's not dark. And he said, you are the light. And in that moment, as I had this conscious exchange with this beautiful angel, he said, you are the light. I realized that I was the light, that I was never in darkness. And then everything became luminous, just got so bright. And I could see the reflection and the contrast, and the understanding started just flowing. And I was like, blessed be, thank you, God. Thank you, Creator, Father, Mother, Father. Thank you, Angel. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I realized that I was, which is not Jeremy, but deeply it's source. No. That is the light that flows through me and my consciousness. Beautiful. It's so beautiful.
We'll get into another conversation another day about labels too as well, Jeremy, because that's so important, because I don't want to go into that today.
Yeah.
I can't believe how fast time is going.
I know. We got 2 minutes.
We've already been on for a freaking hour, brother. A whole hour.
I love you, brother.
So, guys, I'm going to leave it there with Jeremy today. We're going to get on. We'll do another live at some point when we align with what we want to talk about. Jeremy will reach out to me, or I'll reach out to him, one of the two. But I want you to share this video around, please. I encourage you and ask you, your own free will, to share this video around, right, so that many others can gain the wisdom that Jeremy and I have shared with you all this morning. Okay. Because the more we grow the awareness and get people to understand what's truly unfolding here, and the ones who are stuck in the other realities of what they believe, that's fine. We're not judging you. We all have free will. You may not agree with this. That's okay too. We love you no less. We love you unconditionally, all of you, for all the journeys you've taken, all the paths that you're on. All paths lead to the light, no matter which way it goes. Okay, guys, seriously, right? All paths lead to the light. But we have it both, it's light and dark, and that's the way it is. So I want to thank you all this morning from my heart, and Jeremy, to you all for joining this morning. And we love you. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining this morning again. Absolutely incredible, amazing.
I love you, and I want to say thank you. And I want to say to all the sisters and brothers out there who are feeling their emotions, getting in touch with their feelings and emotions. I don't know why, but I just feel like washing each and every one of your feet right now, and showing you compassion that way, and just thanking you all for your love, your compassion, your healing, your acceptance of others, the appreciation for life and death, and all of these beautiful things. Thank you all so much. I wash your feet. I humble myself. I love you all so much. I love you all. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you. Thank you, Mother God, Father God. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Archangels. Thank you to the high beings of love and light, guys, for joining us this morning. We eternally love you. You are loved. You are loved. You are going to get through this. Please take the time to sit back this month of September and take solace on yourself again. Have a look at what you need to purge, what you need to clear through. Be kind to yourself during this process as well, okay? There are 5 planets in retrograde. I want to remind us, okay? Be kind to yourself. Be gentle on yourself. Do self-care, self-love, whatever it is for you. It doesn't matter, right? And don't be hard on yourself, guys, because you're the gift in this world. You are the gift. You are the savior. You are your own best friend. You are your own superhero. I want to repeat that again for all of you out there. Jeremy and I love you, and I love you deeply. You're our tribe, and we deeply care, okay?
And Jeremy, Source loves you unconditionally, and that will never change, dear ones.
No,
you're doing amazing. You're right where you need to be on your soul's journey. We wish you wellness, health, abundance, happiness, joy, love, higher vibrations, higher frequencies. Love, love, love each and every one of you guys, especially spirit. Love it all, everything.
You're
All
amazing, brother. Thank you so
of
much, Jeremy.
our source is amazing.
We're
Love
all
is
amazing, actually.
everything about all of it. Both sides of the wings are amazing. Like the shadow, the light,
Absolutely.
it's all divine. It's all beautiful. It's so beautiful. I love you.
You're welcome, Christine. Guys, we're going to leave it to it. I'm going to get on with my day. Jeremy's going to get on with his night. We love
Yeah,
you.
we love
Jeremy.
you.
And I'll talk to you again soon, guys.
Ciao,
Ciao.
ciao.